Okay, you got speed on audio, check. Speed on camera, check. Hey, what's up guys? Leroy here from the rooftop in downtown Louisville, Kentucky at our Airbnb that we booked. 4th Street's right down here. You can see it back there, 4th Street Live. And then I think it's the Ohio River is right behind us as well. So you guys kind of got the setting of where I'm at. I just want to take a few minutes before we flew out today and give you guys the rundown of my second go on the circuit of being a photography educator. Things that I've learned over the last 2 weeks. We started in Vegas, as you guys know, at SPAC at the South Point Hotel. SPAC is an amazing conference. It had top-notch speakers from the school and volume photography genre of photography, I guess is how you would say it. I was honored to be one of those speakers. I talked on crushing corporate headshots for Got Photo. In that conference, I got a lot of positive feedback from them. Throw a disclaimer, when I got here to Louisville, I thought I was posting content in one of my community groups, but I was posting it in another community group. So I just want to apologize for that. I went and took the post down, but I think I was just so excited that I went from one to the next. I was still kind of at the other one. I still was at SPAC, even though I was at imaging in my brain. So I apologize for that. But let's talk about SPAC a little bit more. SPAC was an eye-opener for me this year. There was so many people that I connected with, both from a side of receiving knowledge from, and also sharing knowledge with. And I think that's the beautiful thing about SPAC is there's a lot of people coming into the volume and sports photography business, but there's a lot of 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation people in it as well who have really been crushing it for generations. So it's cool to be one of those younger 1st generation business people coming into the conference and offering some of what I have to value those bigger 2nd, 4th generation, 2nd through 4th generation photographers. So let's shift over to Louisville since we're here right now. Like I said, 4th Street is right there. And the conference was actually at the KICC, K-I-C-C, which stands for our Kentucky International Conference Center. I think that's what it's called. If not, Elijah will put it somewhere on the screen. The conference was there. It was a huge conference center. It had like at least 3 stories that I could see with my eyes. There's probably more. And then they had like an overflow for the conference, which was in the Marriott Hotel. They had one of the parties. And when I say party, it was a party, but it was more like a wedding reception kind of deal. Party for the conference, which was at the Omni Hotel. And they're all within a little block of around us. So it was cool to experience that. I taught all volume photography in this conference. So I was actually in the Marriott spot. For the schools and the sports, they don't put us in the main area. They put us more off to the side. We kind of have our own little area, and I got to hang out there a little bit. I taught my class for Miller's Professional Imaging there. They were my sponsor for this conference. My first sponsor was Got Photo, and my next sponsor will also be Miller's. So it was incredible. Deborah was there from Miller's. She came and watched my course. It wasn't a humongous class that I had, but I was talking with my wife Chelsea, and I was like, I don't feel like it was a huge class, but it was the right people in the class. I got to visit one-on-one with a lot of them after the class and just talk to them about things that they were struggling with. And some of them were actually able to give me some help with some things that I was struggling with. So I think that's the most important thing when you're an educator is you don't see yourself as too high to where you can't learn anything, but you have to constantly be able to receive and give simultaneously, because just because I'm on the platform or just because I'm on the stage doesn't mean there's not opportunities for me to learn. I feel like learning is a collaboration in every aspect of life. When we sat in classes as students and worked in groups, everybody brought something different to the table. And I think that's critical to understand, especially in like creative worlds. We're inspired by each other. I had time the other day and I talked with Lindsay Adler for a few minutes, and we just chopped it up because I'm part of her Learn Plus community, and it's just amazing the knowledge that she had, that she shared for me. And I explained to her that I mainly teach I mainly work in the sports and volume photography space, but I also do a ton of portrait work as well, which kind of feeds my soul, because when you're in business, you need not only money to survive, but you also need something to feed you creatively. So sports and schools has been that thing to keep our lights on, to keep us paid, to keep the employees running. It's been that consistent income that we know we're gonna get day in and day out. But at the same time, the portraits is what keeps me hungry for more. It keeps me wanting to come out every day and give my best effort. Sorry, airplane. It's so cloudy, I can't even see any airplanes. Just give it a minute. It's gonna be us in a minute, but so. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so what I've been trying to do lately since Creator Series, before Creator Series, I did shoot sports in schools as creative as I could within reason, because I was always so worried about if the parents were gonna buy. And now I'm to a point after Creator Series, 2 years later, to where I'm gonna let the art come out. I'm gonna let my creativity shine through every picture, and I believe it'll be reciprocated by clients. So the last 6 months, I really felt like we invested in ourselves, we invested in our education, we have meetings every week, we talk about ideas, Gage and I often, about how we wanna set things up and how we're gonna light things and what gels are we gonna use. Are we gonna use aerosol? Are we gonna use water, like spray water? What are we gonna do in the shoot to make it look different? And we're coming at it now, not as how much money can we make off this shoot, but how dramatic or how cool can we make it within a volume job, if that makes sense. So we're not so much focused on how much we're gonna make off things, but more so how much impact can it have? Because at the end of the day, your art is your art. No matter if it's volume, no matter if it's portrait, no matter if it's commercial, we're all putting out a message. And I sat through a guy's class yesterday named Dan. He's a senior photographer and advertising photographer. And I really, really enjoyed how he did things. He comes from the advertising world. And I thought that was interesting because a lot of the ways that he lit things were ways that I was lighting things as well. But I never saw it as commercial advertising in the way I shot. I thought it more to be editorial or lifestyle. But what do you know? You look at someone else's work and you're just inspired and like, oh, so yeah, maybe it's not editorial, maybe it's more commercial, and that's why it transcends across all the genres that we shoot. But I say all that to say, I sat down, I came to the conferences, I gave knowledge that I had, I shared knowledge that I have, and I also received a ton of knowledge. One of my favorite things to do when I'm at a conference is to find someone who looks like they've been around the conference for a while. And last year, when we were in Nashville for PPA, I met Monica and Michael Taylor, two giants in photography. Monica, she was at the Vision Art booth. If you guys don't know who Vision Art is, they're an album printer. I'm not sure where they're based out of, but they're super amazing people. Like I said, 90% of our albums are coming from Miller's, but we're interested because Monica and Michael introduced me to Vision Art, so we're interested to see what products they have that Miller's might not have, some more niche products. So I'm going to continue that conversation. I say all that to say, Michael was a past president of PPA, and he put some nuggets in me last year, and I talked to him about this at the closing party last night. He put some nuggets inside of me that propelled me to go out and go after things this year that I've been trying to do, and a lot of those things are coming to fruition. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching that last video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot of great things. If you have questions, put them in the comments below as usual. So we're also working on some workshops that we're gonna have possibly in the Lake Charles area. If you wanna travel in, we give you guys all the specifics to spend some time with us and learn a little bit more about photography and how we do it, just a little bit more in depth. So stay tuned. Visit LeroyTatterby.com to see more information about upcoming workshops that we're going to actually host at our studio. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay cool, be good. If you can't be good, then be careful. All right, later.